January 14, 2023, Marcus Giavanni here. Kelly J. Brough at KJB, handled by Marcus Giavanni. So what happens is, as a handler, and that's what I do, I'm an observer indexer, and I verify people's handles in my metaverse. Everybody's metaverse is different. I mean, if you Google search, who knows if this will show up on your dashboard. If it does, then you're connected. If it doesn't, then you're not connected. So if you Google search this title and nothing, it's all Kelly, then I don't know. I've not seen it, and I've gone to other computers and have Google searched it, and when you think about her, let's build a better future together with Marcus Giavanni. I said that back in 2015, but she doesn't know that because she was like a few years into her Chamber of Commerce job. You know, she made $474,000 a year. Some people say that's her pension every year. Plus, she gets $200,000, and some even said that's about $300,000. But she was making more than Hickenlooper. But she had a $100 million deficit every year. And see, when she bloviates that she can do these things, what happens is the person that could do this, me. Because I would keep the government, everybody that's working there, the same, except in some of the other departments I've had a problem with. But all they have to do is convert to change their voting status to independent, or they get excommunicated. And if they live in another city, they'll have 90 days to 120 days to move back to Denver. We cannot afford to hire people that are non-citizens of Denver. That's against the Speer Amendment, folks. Andy, Rougeot, Google search him. He ran on being the first GOP candidate in 60 years. So he already knows because he read my content. I'm the only one that was talking about that. And so Tim O'Toole with Pool House Agency, and all these node connections, it's the content they don't see. And anyone that's connected to these democracy sluts are going to pay a heavy price with artificial intelligence through social credit system scores and rankings.com. We've been working on this since 2000 something, and then it went 2014, and then it went official in 2020 with China. So I don't think we're going to ever go to nuclear war because they've seen the devastation that would cause. But our digital world, they could go nuclear. God, I mean, it stresses my voice out so much. It was hard to even say it. But I can see things, folks, and I need to show whoever's running the city. I mean, and if it's the Democrats of Denver, you guys are setting yourself up for a huge loss in 2024 because it will then affect everything in Denver, everything outside of Colorado, everywhere, because you're illegitimate. And if Denver Democrats want to risk that, and because their IT people aren't telling them the truth, yeah, you better listen to Giavanni. Those who tell the truth, you'll be set free, man. And your careers will go blossom into ways you don't even know because you don't even know this. But if I was Kelly J. Brough and all her friends, and I'd be looking at this and thinking, well, let's just take, yeah, well, who's going to search that? You're right. Who is going to search that, right? So let's, okay. What do you get? My name's not up there. Kelly J. Brough, about Kelly Brough. KB. KJB, Mayor. See, the Brookings Institute, that's a worthless group, man. They're all been had. They don't understand. When I see Brookings Institute, a law enforcement buddy called me and said, dude, why is that Brookings Institute up there? That's because of... You heard me? And Kelly Brough for mayor, believe in the promise of Denver, let's build a better future together? Fuck. Then can't she come up with any of her own words? And who does Kelly look like? I mean, is this Kelly Brough or is that somebody else? See, nothing's consistent. Everything with me is consistent. Everything. I don't bloviate my cheese whiz picture, my ugly face on everywhere so people can see my old madness. Or my, Central American, Indian, Iberian, Western, Nigerian Jewness. Adopted in a very strict Irish Roman Catholic Republican military family from Brooklyn, New York. Migrated to Arizona, where I was adopted. My dad came from 13 brothers and sisters. My dad was born in 1930. I come from old stock, good stock. My dad was a Republican. He adopted 7 children. He had to work 2 jobs. And he was a teacher at Phoenix College. Man, he was an outstanding man. You know what he told me? Because I was hanging around friends that would get in trouble. But I was only there because I would keep them out of trouble. When I wasn't there is when they got in trouble. So I couldn't explain that to my dad. He just says, you need to get away from that. And since you want to be the savior of everybody, let me give you a little hint. When the police tell you to go home, okay, or tells you to stand down, you do it. Because if you don't do it, and you continue to defy the law, then that police officer has every right to get home to their family. And so, when you think about that, okay, don't call me if you need help, because I won't save you. And then he started seeing a pattern. And we'll discuss that later because this goes way up in the high algorithms where my dad was a reliability engineer. He made like $40,000 in what was it? That was his highest pay I think he got. I'm not sure, but it was around 1970s, right when we got into our new house. He got a big raise. So I don't know what $40,000 would be in 1973. Anyways, he's a reliability engineer. I used to sit on his lap and watch him on his computer, and I could see things, and I would tell him. Well, we'll save that for another story. Because right now, what we're worried about is Kelly J. Brough's red lips getting around the tailpipe of Denver's money bags. Because her and Lisa Harrod got fined $15,200 by a Democrat Secretary of State that is a Democrat, and then kicked the fine down to $50. But Denver wrote it was an unusually high amount of money. Not that she did the crime or whatever it is she did to get fined, but what they don't tell you is that she only had to pay $50. And so when I sued Deborah Johnston in 2019 because of the e-sign verification corruption, the Colorado State website is just corrupt. Because when you look at all those times they charged me for $50, and it's like 12 times, folks. Because I would file on the day it was due. And then you try to contact them and you go through, I already know. I got it all on paper, man. Every phone call, everything I ever did. And when I did it a few days before, it worked. No glitches. No, my password expired, nothing. Can't log in, try back later. Or it just sits, it doesn't even connect. How does that happen? And so it's hard not to get conspiratorial, man, with this shit. But I don't need to, because I know what artificial intelligence is. And when Kelly talks, she puts herself at the end. You see Denver mayoral candidate Kelly Brough says she'll end. She is the end. It is the end. folks. All right, look, right here. End of. Kelly Brough for mayor. And if she's elected, let me explain to you what you people are about to put yourselves in. The dark web. We're already losing, folks, and I'm telling you this because I know this. You're not the only people I make these videos for. Oh! And everywhere we go, our voices follow us. And then we have our cell phones and GPS. So if you got a group of 5 people in the government, very high up, and all their phones go dark at the same time, you know what that does? That sends like an OnStar alert to artificial intelligence that a group of highly ranked individuals are no longer online. And so instead of saying, oh, those are bad people and all that, it gives it, it doesn't think like that. It thinks like, oh, something must have happened to them. It always goes toward the dark side of an emergency. Therefore, they got to go and observe and index those 5 individuals. And so let's just say, okay, they're waiting. They don't know what to do because they can't get anything. There's nobody talking. And then all of a sudden, all their phones come on. So then that even really strikes AI, turns it on because it goes, wait a minute, how those phones get all turned on at the same time and together, evidently they're not dead. And we've been able, now that their phones are turned on, we know that they turned them off so the batteries didn't die. And so here's where the deception is. Call number 1, first phone. He calls up somebody and says, oh man, my phone died. Sorry about that. Next person, my phone died. Sorry, I was trying to get, my phone died. I'm sorry. My phone died. I'm sorry. My phone died. I'm sorry. So all 5 people stuck with that. Artificial intelligence knows that was not true. It knows when the battery dies and you shut it off and turn it on and there's a full charge on it. Oh, fuck. Some people are stupid, man. You see how it goes? This is artificial intelligence. This is flow. I call it flow. Conversational flow, man. And when you understand that voting for anybody other than me, Denver is going to be the same, worse, and they're going to start losing some big events, man. I mean, if it wasn't for their sports teams, and then the sports teams, you think the Broncos got whooped? Let me tell you, I've seen the algorithms, and when they went from the owners to someone that knew a little bit about football to people that only know about how to sell a can of string beans to anybody. And so now they're going to figure out a way to sell the Broncos. Not build a team, but sell Broncos. So the owners are going, well, I'm going to pick the coach. I picked the coach for the last few years, folks. And nothing. They could have went with the coach for the Dallas Cowboys. That was the perfect coach. And now they're wandering again in Coachville. Where's the coach? Oh, we'll get this guy. They try to build legacies in one season. And even Vince Lombardi knew that can't happen. But they did with the Kansas City Chiefs. But they're not, they got to win. They got to get back up there and start winning Super Bowls. They don't win Super Bowls, then they don't join the 49ers and the legacies that they built, the legends that they built by hard work. And so that's pretty much it, folks. But when you think about Kelly Brough and her spin and the Brookings Institute and Denver Ride, and, she's going to end, what Kelly's talking about ending is the homeless sweeps. That right there tells you things are about to get worse because they're just moving in all these other these migrants, illegal. They call them immigrants. Oh, the immigrants they're illegal, man. What about the people that stood in line? Oh, that's right. Denver's a sanctuary city run by the Democrats of Denver, who think they control the narrative on the World Wide Web, and I'm showing you all that it's going to get really bad for you folks. Because cities know that if you're an illegitimate city, they can't be connected to you. Fuck, go look up China's social credit system scores, man. You think it's not already here? I saved your asses, and you're all being pompous ass Silicon Mountain babies. Well, it's time you guys get thrown off the fucking train cliff. Oh, digital wise, folks. Not. I love everybody. I don't want no harm coming to me. I don't want no harm coming to nobody. But right now, we need colorful language to show people what the fuck is coming, man. It's time to get erect. No, don't get the nasty minds out. But you know what? If you Google search Kelly J. Brough and you have Marcus Giavanni on the knowledge panel on the side, what does that tell you? What does that tell you about Stephanie O'Malley and all those clowns that are sitting on the ballot committee, making sure that our ballots are being counted right? And you know, Stephanie O'Malley is the daughter of Wellington Webb. You know how much money she's making? And just, wow, they're all millionaires, man. Laughing at every one of us, playing their dominoes, drinking their snack, and then fucking laughing at every fucking one of us. Using all the black, using all the Latino, all that garbage, fucking racist, reversed racism, bullshit, equity bullshit, diversity bullshit, and they're all white people with Hancock and a few other blacks, but they're only there because they're hard work. Well, when it comes to Wellington Webb, yes, it is. He worked his ass. But where it stopped is that he gave his soul up for the Democratic Party. And Honorable Mayor Robert W. Speer is going to have some words with him where, believe me, but he ain't going to be able to tell you, but I'm telling you because that's why I'm here. So we can either get on the metaverse wagon and create a new metaverse for Denver to be the most powerful city and county of Denver, or you're going to vote for the democracy sluts in the media that pushes it, and the publishing companies like Denver Ride and Colorado Public Radio at DeWilt piece of, and Vital for Colorado piece of, and Company Week piece of, Facebook piece of shit, Denver Ride, Ben Marcus. Oh my God, you guys are going to get flushed down the fucking toilet. And it's funny because when you look at Ben Kelly Brough, back over here, let's look up Kelly Brough. See if you see where in 2008, August 15th, last year, Brough resigned from the chamber to work at the Metropolitan State University as a chief strategy officer. Let's back it up, okay? On July 21st, 2022, Metropolitan State University's president sent out a newswire praising and everything that Kelly had to resign from another job. So that means there's conflict. Look up resign. She was only making $150,000, and she was like, shit, I get $474 running from retirement from Denver Chamber of Commerce. I get $200,000 from being Hickenlooper's mayor, and I ran it down. I ran a $100 million deficit because I didn't know what to do. And then so that allowed me to go work for $150,000. And then Giovanni sent all these emails to the directors and everybody that's partners with Denver Metropolitan State University to wake their asses up about their college having a 47% ranking for graduation and an 83% acceptance rate. That's almost like having a 100% acceptance rate and you have the worst graduation, 47%. What that means, if you're going to go with China stuff, and it's going to end up it's already infiltrating. I don't even need to waste my fucking time. But I'm telling all you kids that are working under these bozos, man, when employers, I mean, you'll get a job, but you ain't going to get the cream job. They're not going to give it to colleges that are manipulating election, using Janine Davidson outdated PhD's red lips all over Kelly Brough's red lips, and they're slopping it underneath the desk trying to convert an election so that Kelly Brough can run. You know, I just do these. It keeps artificial intelligence going with the words that I use. And sometimes I'll make stupid words. I'm like, what the hell did you just say? It wasn't for you, man. Artificial intelligence can do things just on sound. Remember how you were E.T. or what's that one? Wow. Denver's in trouble, man. And Kelly Brough and Lisa Calderon and Ian Thomas DeFoya and Stephanie O'Malley and Kevin Flynn and all the other little circus clowns in City Council District. They are so fucking outdated, Denver. We kind of deserve to go where we're going, but I get to move. I'm going to sell all my assets to some other people, and they're just going to watch Denver fucking fall. And it's going to fall like no other city has ever fell, even faster than Rome. Because we're in a digital world now. And Denver's been lying for quite some fucking time, and they've been paying a lot of fucking, their friends got fucking double jobs while they're collecting double pensions. Look at Chris, many of them. All the city council members are all making $94,000. All the retired mayors are all making $194,000. And if they served in the city council, they get that money. And if they served in an auditor, they get that money. You got to stop this, man. That's why there's no money for our teachers. That's why our teachers don't get anything. And if we don't take care of our teachers aren't going to take care of our children, and that's what's going on now. The only thing that Denver Public Schools thinks that they do is allow our children to take part in the school walkouts and fuck their heads up even more. These are some trifling people, man. And for me, I'm a union guy. If it wasn't for the unions when I was young, in my 20s, going through my apprenticeship, I wouldn't be the man or painter or anything I am today. Those guys were badass, man, and they were there. They represented us. They told us where they were putting the money, everything. But then I ended up just starting my own company. I had a way I thought was better for me. I painted Lionel Richie's house, David Whopper's house. I painted a lot of properties and waterproofing. I build heliostats. We do biodiesel technology where we can produce 20,000 gallons of biodiesel with a vertical vat system on an acre of algae. And then the byproducts of the glycerin and other things that we can sell off. And we use our fuel to fuel our buildings and to fuel our garbage trucks and all these other trucks until we can go electric. But those garbage trucks, man, trying to go electric, I don't know how that's gonna happen. But we just need to take this lightly, because you can't. When you say we're going to end oil, a lot of people that are saying that, what happens? They get indexed as being IoT idiots, and then they go to the dark web. We got to stop all oil, all of it. Like, dude, what do you use? Any hair gel, soap, toothpaste? Does it got any ink on it? Is there any plastic? All of it's made of petroleum, man. There's a slight little bit of petroleum in all of it, even in Vaseline. Okay? So when you say, okay, what would our life, I wish somebody would do a show. What would our life be without oil? Oh my God. These people that would be floating about stopping oil, they would still be saying it. And they'll live naked in the woods, because that's the shows they watch, Naked and Alone. And they're ready for that type of lifestyle. Then they're the ones that get into it, and they die in 2 or 3 days because they just couldn't take it. Like the people that had COVID that died. I had COVID before anybody, folks. But nobody wants to talk about it. But when I'm mayor, I will. And it's just a matter of time. But Leslie Harrod, she's been indexed as a person that has no allegiance only to her womanness, blackness, and lesbianness. And all the merits and abilities that she has, she's actually created 150 laws that have hurt Denver in a way that it's going to really be hard to come back. But see, I saw all this years ago. That's why I bought cityandcountyofdenver.us, cityandcountyofdenver.com, disinformationczar.us, because we did need one, but it can't be run by the government. And this is what I bring to the table as a mayor. I don't know everything, but I know I can teach anything. It's a lot easier for one person to teach 11,000 employees something than having to be taught by 11,000 employees of what I need to do. See, it don't work. And all you got to know is this. From the employees that work in Denver, we need to start them off at $30 an hour. We need to pay our $30 an hour and a Cadillac insurance that requires no deductible, period. My dad had that insurance when I was a kid. He had Cadillac. Everybody was covered. Dad, go to the hospital. Everything's covered. No deductible. My dad had no deductibles. I know that's an old time way, but there's still insurance like that, folks. And see, if we don't fight to take care of those who are going to take care of us, or fight for those who protect us and who serve us, and you know what? I really like firemen, but I think firemen need to stand up for their fellow policemen that protect their asses on rough times, because they're all first responders. But sometimes the fire department like to hide behind their calendars, and believe me, man, I love firemen. They know I do, but I'm just giving you an algorithm that I saw. And firemen, if they would open up the arms and take care of the policemen, everything would change. Be the first respondent to the law enforcement officers that protect you too. Because when you just let them get beat the fuck up, you're going to get beat the fuck up. No one's going to buy your calendars. No one's going to do... It don't matter, man. Because I get my ballots and people tell me this. I always thought it, but I've had women tell me this. Women! How come the fire department doesn't stick up for the police? Aren't they the same? Come on, boys and girls. Clean up your shit, man. You really want to end like this? This is real stuff, man. This ain't going up a fucking ladder or arresting somebody. This is real shit. And it's way above your pay grades, man. But that's okay. We'll find people that can communicate with me. Why you guys still keep your jobs and take your time to learn something? And that's, you know, when I do my ballot, everybody's, I don't got no time. Every one of their voices were indexed, man. So, and I had my Bluetooth on, man. It was stabbing in everything. That's what it does. People don't understand. That's what Bluetooth, leave your Bluetooth on. You'll be connected to all kinds of stuff. But if you don't know how to find it or look for it or anything, you ain't gonna. But you have apps that turn that shit on because they want to capture everybody in one location, and artificial intelligence will figure out, oh, they're all at the grocery store. Oh, what are they buying? And they can now, with help of the cash registers, artificial intelligence knows what you're doing before, what you're doing at the cash register, and what you're doing walking out that door. Everybody that's there at that particular moment. That's artificial intelligence, that's GPS, that's cell phone tower wizardry.